back to one of the last tier lists that we're gonna do for winter 2025. I think we have one more week. This week basically should cover most of the others animes for the finales. Some of them have ended, but we're almost there. First up, let's talk about an anime that did end. This right here. Man, Married to the Girl I Hate the Most goes to peak. I don't care. I don't care, bro. Holy shit. The level of NTR drama, oh my god. Himari and Akane is like 5 p.m. sunset lighting, you know, debate, the argument they had in the park. That shit was peak. It was peak because I've never heard such ridiculous dialogue where Himari is saying, I'm trying to fuck your husband and I'm trying to do it early so that you don't feel salty when you inevitably come to my wedding. And my brain just stopped for a second to think, what is she saying right now? So she is doing this for her best friend's sake because she wants to maintain the best friend relationship while taking the best friend's husband at the same time. And I'm like, there's no fucking way. The unapologetic rant between both sides. Man, calling each other fake smile this, retard that. Oh my god, that shit was unreal. Absolutely livid. If we're talking in terms of nuclear drama in anime rom-coms that I've personally seen, there's nothing that can defeat this right now. Again, of all, I haven't seen that many rom-coms, and most of the rom-coms doesn't try to go this nuclear drama option, so I guess it is like a very sub-niche in this niche, but goddamn. I applaud the author for creating such a nuclear meltdown while keeping it entertaining. And God bless Shisei. I don't know if it's gonna get a season 2. A lot of people are saying that this might as well be like a one season thing because there's not enough content for the source material to actually make a season 2. I don't know. But this shouldn't getting a season 2. You know what else is getting a season 2? Where is this fucking this fucking garbage? Maybe it's mean to call it garbage. But Medica got season 2? This is some bullshit, man. Anyways. Amazing anime. I would rate this. I think I rated it like a 7.9 out of 10 because the production value limits the rating scale of going to the 8s. I think that no matter how good the story is, if the production value is not there, because it's an anime at the end of the day, it's an animation, right? I'm not gonna put it into the 8s, but because it pretty much almost could be there, it's a 7.9. I love what they did with the clearly the chibi scenes are utilized to make the most out of the least resources they had, and I appreciate that. I respect that. I think that it was a very lightweight anime in terms of production and it executed it well. I just wish that it had that like Doga Kobo, you know, tier animation, man. But god damn, this shit's spicy. Next up, we got Sakamoto Days ending with part 1 as we wait for summer. Now, Sakamoto Days goes to the most recent episode. I think it's good. I don't think it's great necessarily. I think that the gambling stuff with Wu-Tang's flashback, it wasn't that impactful. It was pretty funny to see how we were able to cheat though, using our superhuman reaction speed and, you know, telepathy. The second half was pretty interesting as they hype up a new roster of villains. I hope that they're not trash, but we got 4 of them and they were hyping them like, oh, this is the way this killed this guy. You know, they made a meatball out of this one. I'm like, damn, designs are pretty sick. We need more hype though, right? And we'll be waiting for summer. To assess part 1 of Sakamoto Days, I think it's a 7 point something. I don't think this is an 8. It's a 7 point something. The overall thought that I have with this anime is it's an okay anime, and because it's an okay anime, it's a bad anime. You know what I'm saying? When you have a manga that's so glazed and hyped up, you know, being compared to the likes of like Jujutsu Kaisen in terms of like battle choreography and the accolades that it's collected as the manga, you need more than just okay. You need fucking peak. TMS Entertainment cannot deliver peak. It's just okay. Doesn't mean it's bad, but a lot of people are going to be a lot more upset, a lot more strict, a lot more harsh with their ratings on this anime because of the expectations placed because of the manga. You know what I'm saying? Next up, we got Medalist most recent episode. What happened? Bro was aura farming on them kids. Another good episode. My favorite part was Coach Tsukasa basically just flexing on them kids and the kids being like, whoa, so cool. Rio, that glasses kid, got a huge 180 development. His character growth is great. Nothing more to be really said. Next episode I think is going to be like an exciting one with, you know, the tournament stuff happening and maybe season 2 announcement. I don't know. Overall, this anime has been amazing in terms of production value. The story is getting a bit stale for me, right? The first half I think really was explosive, but now we're kind of just in the back in that slow part of the story. Not every part of the story can be exciting, right? There's limitations, and we're kind of just in a training arc in a bog right now, so it's just good. Next up, A rank came back. And A rank, I put this good, very fun. The world building in this show is phenomenal. The way that they're able to go into a new place, explain the cultures while doing fan service was pretty funny. I don't want to name, you know, the countries or, you know, continents or different places that's supposed to be like where women are treated as property. But you can take a guess based on the soundtrack being played in the background art you see in the new territory. The girls want to be Yuke's property. It is what it is. They're hyping up this new dungeon expedition. I think that some shit should go down. It should be more than just a little casual expedition. I hope something goes down as we come back from a ban or, you know, going live on stream again, and it's gonna be fun. Next up. Let's see. Re:Zero, most recent episode, peak. Oh my god, Betty aura farming with the title card. Damn, that reveal was sick, bro. Betty's back. Who knows how? Maybe Kiritaka did something with the mana stones. I thought that there's a limitation because Subaru's mana had to be put into Betty, but we'll see soon enough. Gluttony was popping off. So many different usages of his powers, and now we know that, like, you know, the memories, the names that he eats, he can basically just like utilize their expertise to. Pretty fucking OP. Rui seems to be, you know, the third sibling of Gluttony to represent all three great witch beasts that we haven't seen just yet. What else happened? Otto sus as fuck. Otto being disrespected constantly is always funny to me. Nobody even remembered his name. It's just like the perfect, like, comedic, you know, break during such intense moments as the people on our side like, bro, I'm sorry, we don't know you. What else is going on? Reinhardt anime only scenes were popping off. I appreciate that. Apparently the Reinhardt scenes didn't happen in the source material, but the anime did it. Why? To portray the current mindset of Reinhardt. We have the fallout of, you know, the grandfather-grandson relationship and the father relationship, right? We saw the previous episode. Wilhelm no longer will see Reinhardt as a grandson as if he's ever seen him as a grandson. He is simply the hero, and based on Reinhardt's vibes, his shadowy eyes, the bangs covering, and the hunched over look as he just one-shot the enemies, it's looking pretty depressing, but very interesting characterization. Overall, still peak though. It's so sad we only have one more episode left, man. That's crazy. But what's crazy is that we've been watching season 3 since October. Granted, 8 episodes dropped, and then we had a hiatus, and then we got 8 episodes back in February. But goddamn, man, it feels like just yesterday Re:Zero came back, and now it's going away. It's fucked up. Hopefully, Arc 6 will be announced, and we can get a brand new season of season 4, you know, announcement very soon. Yeah, the Al stuff too was very sus. Next up, we got Guild Receptionist. I will actually put this in great. Guild Receptionist has been very mediocre, very boring lately. It's kind of like lost its charm. The moments that, you know, the one-trick pony gag of, oh, I don't want to work overtime, wah, 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 and, you know, Takashi Rie just voice acting carrying the show, but it gets stale. Specifically because the combat too is not that well done, you know, it's a bit mid. It's okay. But this new arc, as it's been building up, I've been skeptical. The image performance, you know, campaign, the rom-com stuff between Jade and Arina was pretty good. And then the Guildmaster plot showed up out of nowhere. And then last episode, I think they killed it. I genuinely think the last episode, the way that they were able to portray the Guildmaster's backstory, the tragicness of how he basically sacrificed everything to see his daughter again, only for her to just wither away, the voice acting, the soundtrack, overall direction, the art style. It felt like a priority episode and they delivered, man. It was great. Hopefully the conclusion of this arc will be just as hype, but standalone, just last episode, not mid. I'd say great. Next up, let's see. That shit was mid all the way through. There was some scenes that they try to be a little extra with, you know, with the dual wielding stuff. I just didn't feel it. It was mid. It was mid. I don't think it's good. Nah, I don't think it was good. It was really rushed. The fight was extremely rushed. I can see what they're trying to do, but man, the animations were really holding it back, and the fight scenes also were extremely garbage. Until that one Sophia scene with Iruma, and how Takumi basically like dual wielded with his new swords, which barely had any backstory or any kind of prep or hype. So I'm like, all right, we got OP swords. All bros dual wielding, and the animation kind of like popped off for just a bit. But that doesn't really solidify it anything. It's okay. Overall rating for this, it's a 6 point something. Somebody actually rated this shit. Bro, I gotta call this person out. I cannot believe what I fucking heard. So I rate this anime as a connoisseur of shitty isekais. I think that I have a PhD in shitty isekais due to the sheer volume of content I consume. Let's look over here. Description, Alchemist. Let's look at the comments of the most recent one. Where is this guy? That's crazy. Bro, what are you saying? New Astronaut says, sorry to say, possibly the greatest Alchemist of all time was a good isekai anime for me, and I give this an 8.12. Okay, first of all, where are you getting that extra 1-2 from, bro? I am genuinely interested. Where are you getting the extra 1-2 from? But the fact that it's already an 8? This is an 8 out of 10 isekai for you? My man, you're crazy! With all due respect, this is a 6 out of something anime. It is. This is a 6 point something out of 10. There is no way this is a close to an 8. No fucking way. Maybe, just maybe, I could squeeze it into a 7. But come on, man. Let's be completely objective here. I love the art style. I think one of the best things about this anime is the soundtrack and the overall compositing. It looks good. It does. The movement's pretty shitty, but like the colors pop, the character design is great, the voice acting is always going to be good for Japanese anime, and the soundtrack I think was one of the best things about this. But that's it. It really fell short whenever action was happening because typical, right? It's just another fucking slop isekai being pumped up by Karakawa to fucking make, you know, pocket some money. It's not gonna have any fucking talent on board trying to, you know, make it good, right? We need to be objective about this, man. This is not an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10, again, is like the breaking point of when greatness starts happening. Mid for me is like a 6 point something. Slightly above average mid, like a Sakamoto's Days, is like a 7 point something. Other animes, like, let's say, what's another 8 that I could probably see? I think that Medalist is probably like an 8, like a 7.5 to 8 right now. I think that like, I think that like Apothecary Diaries is like an 8 point something out of 10 right now. But like, this one? My brother in Christ. You are delusional, with all due respect. Anyways, this is a 6 point something out of 10. Next up, talking about shitty isekais, we got mail order isekai. Around 40-year-old man, power fantasy, Unk power fantasy. And this anime and this anime is very interesting. These two, I think, is a perfect case study. Two opposite sides of the coin. Where this anime, amazing production value. The GOAT Takeuchi is directing it. You can see the talent there. But the story is so fucking boring, and I'm just not the target audience. It's so boring, bro. But this is the exact opposite, the inverse. Production value does not exist. It's falling apart, bro. Holy shit, it's garbage. But the story is so fucking fun to watch. Mail Order Isekai, most recent episode, literally goes to great. Unironically. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna crash out. I'll put it on a pity peak because it's probably not gonna get a peak ever again. It probably should be great. I am wilding out for putting this in the peak tier. I know. But that most recent episode, shit, the action was actually really high, bro. This shit had better animation than this. It did. Art style here, I think, is obviously better, but the animation is not as well. This, bro, the turf war happening, dude. It started to pick up. It literally started to have a little bit of a Sakuga session. I'm like, what the fuck? What am I witnessing right now? We had a turf war. The Morineko-sama, bro. The fucking bobcat. The way that the opposing like cat people or glazing, they're like, oh my god, it's the bobcat. Oh, the glaze, the aura farming was unreal. When are we watching Ben 10? I don't know, but we're gonna watch you get timed out right now. There's only one rule that exists in this stream, and you still don't know how it works, so I gotta put you in a timeout, dumbass. God damn, nobody ever fucking learns, huh? Holy shit. One fucking rule that exists that says don't fucking ask if or when we're watching something, and y'all retards still break it, but hey, it is what it is. Anyways, going back to it. Mail Order Isekai, absolutely peak episode. Is it the pinnacle animation? No. Is it by all means like a well-produced show? Probably not. It's doo-doo. But the story is so peak that I just keep coming back. And then on the opposite spectrum is this anime. Mid. I don't care how good it looks. The story is so boring. I'm just snoozing the entire way. And it's not necessarily that the anime is bad. I'm just not the target audience. I don't get enjoyment watching this show compared to other shows. And you can probably see that in the anime reactions too. We're leading up to the cross-dressing play though. Maybe the next episode will be amazing. But no matter how peak the last episode will be, my overall impression of this anime is wasted talent. Is that disrespectful for me to say? Absolutely. I think that Takeuchi's talent is wasted on this project. Crazy, huh? I think that I'm kind of on point though. Who am I to allocate his talent? Clearly he picked this because he resonates with like the OG references, and he probably has like a soft spot for it. It's probably like a love letter for him, right? But I just feel like bro should have been on Solo Leveling instead. I'm gonna get canceled for this, but that's just my honest thoughts, man. Amazing looking anime with a story that's so slow and boring. It just doesn't align with my interests. It's probably gonna be a 7 point something by the end of the day. Next up, 100 Girlfriend. It was good. I don't find that much enjoyment in just pure Gooner fan service content. I don't. Now, was the most recent episode just fan service content? Not really. There was some Karane stuff going on. The whole episode was Karane's like tsundere stuff. The tsunderes was pretty funny concept. But then after that, it was a lot of interactions with her, which involved a lot of fan service, which is gooning content where it just doesn't hit for me, you know? I feel like the initial, it's 100 Girlfriends has its moments here and there, but maybe I'm just getting too old for this shit, man. Maybe I'm graduating from the Gooner content where it's just... The fan service stuff didn't hit for me. The Karane stuff, the Tsundere stuff. Was there really only 2 minutes of fan service? I don't know. I think you're capping, bro. I think that there was way more than just 2 minutes worth of fan service. I think the entire episode was like fan service stuff revolving around Karane. Hahari is honestly Diddy. The more I think about it, the more I realize how weird it fucking is that this grown-ass adult is just fucking gooning. She just invites these kids into her mansion, the Diddy mansion, and just fucking records people and take pictures and... Honestly, just think about that for a second. Straight up, hold up. Just think about what Hahari does, and you'll become a lot more uncomfortable by it. Now, it's one of those things where I just turn a blind eye to it, right? Doesn't need to be that deep. It doesn't. It doesn't, right? It's just harmless fun, but it is really funny to think about like what she does and feel like, yo, what the fuck? She wilding out. Overall, I think it was a good episode. Was it a great episode? I didn't enjoy it more than A rank. I'm gonna put it here. Apothecary Diaries? Yo, peak. It was peak. I love the new arc. The new arc going to a new place, and we're just paranoid as fuck. Everybody is trying to assassinate Jinshi. We're trying to hide our identity as much as we can. We saw the Blicky come out, the Zaza, bro. Sorry, we got the guns coming out, right? What else happened? Mao Mao and Jinshi. The frog stuff, bro. I think she touched his cock. I think she did. And I think that Mao Mao's gonna be like, huh? Hold on a second. What's down there right now, bro? I thought you were a eunuch. And then the identity will slowly come out. Like, bro, it's getting set up to be really, really good. I love the overall setting and the direction of this new arc. Very exciting. The background art, oh my god. Last episode of Apothecary Diaries was just that studio flexing their background art. The greenery, the waterfalls. Holy shit, the mountains. I'm starting to become more and more like I'm trying to become more like aware of little things that most anime watchers that don't really see, like they don't have the third eye awakened, you know? I think background art is one of those things that a lot of people just kind of just like ignore, but man, Apothecary Diaries, that shit was beautiful. Also, the whole plot was just peak. Anyways, this shit goes to peak. Next up, Red Ranger. Red Ranger would be just good somewhere here if we only had Azir versus Rania and us get handled. But then something interesting happened. Something interesting happened where Dark Ranger comes out. I wish we... Was it peak though? Was it? Half the episode was just meh. And then 25% of the episode was, huh? What's happening? And then the last 25 was, holy shit, it's happening. So I'm gonna put it in great. Dark Ranger was very hype. We're getting more, I guess like, we're getting more confirmations that Red Ranger guy, he was always aware of the dark powers. He had a literal, like, red bond, you know, the ticket thing, you know, that he slaps on his wrist. So he's been hiding that shit. I want to know more about it. The next episode, maybe it can go to the peak, man. Maybe it can. Yeah, it is like if the entire episode and more of the episode was handling that Dark Ranger stuff, I think I would put it in peak. But I gotta think of the overall episode itself. It's just like half of it was just meh, but then again, the last half, the last quarter, honestly, was holy shit. And finally, you know what's gonna happen here. Dropped. No, it's not dropped. It's gonna go all the way to the fucking top, baby. Oh my god. It was just highlight reel. Holy shit. The fight scenes were so unbelievably hype. Now, here's my hot take to piss off Solo Leveling fans. I think that the way that the fight ended is inferior to the Baran fight. Yup. I think the more I thought about it, the peak conclusion of the Demon Monarch Baran versus Sung Jin Woo. Oh my god. I just still remember the rain falling down. It was so fucking cinematic with, you know, our girl Essel in the background giving us an opening, and then the crazy ass fucking uppercut into the big explosion, and then the cinematic sunset lighting. Holy shit. That to me is so memorable. Doesn't mean I like that fight more, but I'm just talking about just like the peak of it. The Beru versus Jinwoo fight though, my god, that shit was hype. It was so much hype from the beginning, blow for blow. Are you the king? The transformations, our army versus their army, the absolute insanity that happened with the speed of the fights. It was peak. And then the overall domination at the end, as we see the Ant King scuttle away and he realizes I wasn't the king. Chills, brother. Chills, brother. So fucking hype. And that's pretty much it. This is my rankings of the most recent episodes of Winter 2025. We got one more tier list to do, and I'll probably include like both in one, where I do like, all right, finale episode tier list, but then give like an overall rating, and we can just kind of go over all of these different ones too, and just kind of give my overall concluding thoughts about Winter 2025. See you later.